the second Minnesota Ag in the Classroom virtual field trip. We're going to talk for a little bit and let folks get logged in so that we have plenty of classrooms with us, but we are at Meadow Star Dairy today. We're going to do about a 20 to 30 minute tour of the milking parlor, their beef barn, and check out the baby calves. While you're watching on Facebook, as you tune in, if you could leave a comment for us and let us know what your class is, where you're from, and what grade, so we can say hi. Also, if we lose signal, we are going to try very hard to just let the signal come back so you won't have to refresh. But if the video closes out and you don't see us again for 30 seconds, 60 seconds, go ahead and refresh your Facebook page and we'll post a new thread if we have to. So check both places like that. So again, if you are just tuning in, welcome to the second Minnesota Ag in the Classroom virtual field trip. We're here at Meadow Star Dairy. As you log in, if you'll put in the comments your class, your grade, your school, so we can say hello. And throughout the Facebook live event, please let us know any questions that you have. And one more time before I introduce some of our Meadow View folks, if we lose signal, our plan is to let the signal come back in the same video feed. If we get kicked out or closed out and you can't see us anymore, just refresh your Facebook page and we'll start a new thread above that. So we want everyone to be able to watch all of it because it's going to be great for the next 20 to 30 minutes. So I have a couple of Riverview folks here with me that I would like. Meadow Star. Oh, there's a Meadow View Elementary we've done quite a bit with, Meadow Star Dairy, that I would like to have them introduce themselves. So.
Hello, my name is Carlos. I am manager at Meadow Star. Welcome. Hola, mi nombre es Carlos. Yo soy manager at Meadow Star y bienvenido.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to Meadow Star Dairy. My name is Arturo del Ángel. I'm managing Sweet Pony site and welcome. Yo soy Arturo del Ángel. Bienvenidos a Meadow Star Dairy. Yo ahorita me encargo de las lecherías de Sweet Ponies.
All right, thanks Carlos and Altora. We're now going to go down to Sue, our other Minnesota Ag in the Classroom education specialist, to meet some more folks.
Welcome, we're so glad you're tuning in. I'm Sue Knott. Like Carrie, I work with the Minnesota Ag in the Classroom program, and I have 3 more Meadow Star people here that are going to introduce themselves and tell us how they milk cows here.
Welcome, thank you for joining us. I'm Tom Walsh with Riverview.
Good morning, my name is Natasha Mortensen and I work with Riverview.
Good morning, I'm Adam Zeltwinger. I work with Riverview here.
Great. And here we go.
All right, Adam, can you tell us how you milk cows here?
Sure can. Welcome to the parlor here at Meadow Star Dairy. There's 5 jobs in the parlor. The first job is where they spray on the pre-dip onto the udder to make sure it's clean, and then strip the udder to make sure it's healthy. The second job is a wipe job where they wipe off the pre-dip and then attach the milkers. The third job is attaching. The fourth job, there's a relief guy that keeps going back and forth, relieves the other positions and makes sure the milkers stay attached. The fifth job is detaching or taking off the unit when the cow is milked out and doing a post-dip to keep her udder clean for the next milking.
All right, Adam, let's look over here. Maybe you could point out what some of the equipment is, and Alana will try to capture it.
Sure enough, this is a milking unit. Inside here is called an inflation. You hook one of these up to each one of the cow's teats, and the milk comes down through here and goes out to the tank. This is the suction line that creates the suction, and we also have what's called pulsators that make that inflation pulsate to milk the cow.
Let's move down here and look at what some of your employees are doing. You can point out or describe which step this is.
This is step number 2, where he's wiping the cow's udder. So he uses the towel to wipe each teat off to make sure it's clean, so that there's no bacteria getting into the milk that we're gonna make cheese out of.
All All right, let's keep moving. I think we can see where the milkers are attached right down here. So follow closely.
Here's where they're attaching. This job is attaching the milker to the clean udder. And you can see the udders are nice and tight and full, and they're ready to be milked out. And it feels good to the cows to have milk going out because it's a relief.
So how long, Adam, just stay here for a second, how long does it take for them to get milked?
It takes about 8 minutes to go around. So it takes about 8 minutes to get all the way milked out, all the way around. And the cows each give about 72 pounds of milk per day. And
so
it takes
how many gallons would that be?
That'd be about 6.5 gallons per day.
Every day?
Yes,
okay.
Every day. And it takes, all of our milk gets made into cheese, and as a reference, it takes 10 pounds of milk to make 1 pound of cheese. Okay, and we also have a Be Kind program, which is an animal welfare program. We keep that sign there to remind us that the animals need to be taken care of properly, and there's no animal mistreatment here. So we take care of our animals, and they will take care of us.
And Adam, why should we remind you? Welcome back. Sorry about that. We experienced some technical difficulties, but we're still really excited to be here at Meadow Star Dairy, which is part of Riverview. I'm joined by Adam, and when we lost you, he was talking about the Be Kind program here at Meadow Star. So Adam, can you tell us a little more about that?
Sure can, yeah. At Riverview here, Meadow Star Dairy, we have a animal welfare program that we call Be Kind. And Be Kind is a training process for employees on how to handle cattle properly so that the cattle are comfortable and get taken care of. And if we take care of our cows, they take care of us.
Awesome, that sounds fantastic. Adam, can you also tell us a little bit of history about Meadow Star and maybe some other programs that you guys have going on here?
Yeah, so Meadow Star Dairy started milking last year in October, and we've been going a year and a half now, and it's going really well. And the programs, we have another program called Be Safe, and that's for the employees, and we have safety trainings continuously, training employees how to be safe and how to watch out for each other. And it's all about the heart and doing the right thing and watching out for each other. A little history on our company: we started milking cows back in 1995. And we've just grown into more dairy cows as the opportunities have arisen from neighbors and people that wanted to be involved with our company, and we've grown to a pretty good size. All of our milk goes to cheese. It gets made into cheese, and I mentioned earlier that it takes 10 pounds of milk to make 1 pound of cheese. So it takes a lot of milk. So each one of these cows gives 72 pounds a day of milk here at Meadow Star Dairy.
All right, so I know that you guys have, like you mentioned, this is a large kind of company. How is that different than the average Minnesota dairy farm?
So our company is a partnership. It's made up of partners that own the company, and it's 70% of the owners are employees here at the farm, on our farms, and 30% of our owners are other family members and neighbors to the sites.
All right, so we have met Adam and a few other people here from Meadow Star. We got to look at the milking process, meet some of those cows. Now we're gonna go check out what those cows eat. So I'm gonna hop in the Kubota with Tom. We're gonna try to make this a smooth transition. All right, I wanna remind viewers that please put in the comments, let us know that you're watching, your school and your class, your ages would be awesome. So this is Johnson's 4th grade class in Shakopee, Minnesota, or wherever you are. And feel free to type in questions. We'd love to answer them at any point. So a question for Tom Walsh. Why don't you tell us what you do here at Meadow Star?
So I help with the feed procurement, work some on the operations side, and work some on the HR side. So I kind of do a little bit of everything. And we're going to go around now and kind of look at what the cows eat, which is very important that we keep fresh feed and water in front of our cows. So we're going to talk a little bit about what they eat. One thing that's very interesting about primary rations that we feed the cows that are made up of the corn silage and the alfalfa that we saw out on the piles. And now we put it in the feed truck and mix some wet cake, ethanol plant byproduct, distiller grains, soybean meal, which is part of how we add protein and energy to the ration. We have some minerals down further in the bay, and that's how we balance the ration. Like I said before, we work with a nutritionist to make sure the cows are getting exactly what they need. They all go in the truck, get mixed together.
Or even
here we go,
closer.
we're back.
Great, and we're
We're back.
Tom.
We had to take a break for a second.
Excellent. What's the next
We also
step?
have heifers in the barn that are waiting to calve. This is a heifer ration.
Tell us what
right
a heifer
here.
is, Tom, in case people don't know.
So a heifer would be in this facility cows that are probably pregnant and probably anywhere from 2 to 4 months before they calve. They go on a ration like this. Close-up cows would be cows that we dry off and are waiting to calve. So this is a little bit different ration. When they're not milking, they're in a dry resting period and they don't need as much energy. So you'll notice there's more straw and more roughage in this ration. Not quite as much energy.
So you mentioned the word ration a couple times. Can you tell us what that means also?
So that's the ration that we feed the cows. It's basically all the ingredients mixed together in the feed truck. If you peek over there, did you get a view of the feed truck? That's what all the ingredients. He's over there right now loading up the corn silage and the alfalfa. Then he will come over here to this building that you see and we'll load all these ingredients like we talked about before. Truck will back in there. If you see the payloader, that's where he'll load these ingredients. So we want to keep them in here to make sure they stay dry and fresh for the cows to eat.
So Natasha is also joining us in the feed
Hello.
area. Tell us a few more things about feeding cows.
All right, so we have a lot of different things that we feed cows. So Tom told you about a lot of the corn and the alfalfa that we chop. So in here we also use things that are left over. So when they make corn syrup out of corn for sweetening your pop or your candy, that leftover stuff is fed. It's right here. It's called sweet gluten. Also, out of corn, they can make ethanol, which is fuel for your car or pickup. And the leftovers that we have from that, Tom is running so he can show you. That is called dried distiller grains. And then we can use the leftovers and feed them to cattle, and it's a really good ingredient.
So what nutrients does this have in it that the cows need?
So corn is mostly a carbohydrate, right? So when you guys eat a big piece of a sweet corn and you chew and you bite in there's all that white stuff, that's energy, it's a carbohydrate. But we use the carbohydrate to make the fuel. So that is high in protein because it's the outer part of each little corn kernel.
Awesome. Thanks, Natasha.
Yeah.
And viewers, don't forget, if you have any questions, type them in the comments area and let us know you're watching too. Let us know what grade level and classroom and where your school is at. Carrie, do we have any questions yet?
We do have a couple of classrooms to say hello.
Yeah,
to.
hello.
good.
Hello, Miss Brine's class. And we have some first graders from St. Michael's School in Prior Lake watching. So let us know if you're watching and if you have any questions so we can answer
Welcome.
them.
Yes, so I think we've learned, we saw the cows in the milking parlor. We've learned what they eat. Now we're going to go check out the nursery with the calves.
Let's go see the babies.
All right, we're going to hop back in the Kubota. We'll travel over there.
Kevin in here.
So one thing are we still going?
Yeah, we're
One
live.
thing, another program that we have at Meadow Star Dairy here with Riverview is Be Safe. And so that's about safety. So we're going to put our seatbelts on to make sure that we got our seatbelts on. You guys got a seatbelt over there?
All right, putting it on.
Kinda.
So as we're traveling, Tom, maybe you want to tell us our next stop. Where are we going? On your side?
We're going to run over to the
Here we go.
maternity area.
All right, seatbelts are on. We are good.
Seatbelts are on. We want to make sure that all our employees and guests and visitors make it home safely is our goal.
Okay, so maternity area, that's where babies are born, right?
Yep, that's where we keep all the, so we have calving pens inside the barn, which we'll get a quick look at. them firsthand.
Excellent. Thanks, Tom. All right, I think Natasha's ready to introduce us to these new
I am. So we had a question on the Facebook about if we enjoy our jobs here with Riverview. Tom and I and Adam and Carlos and Arturo, we all love working here. And it's really fun to be in a place where everybody's really excited about farming and dairy. And being a dairy farmer is really cool. And as all of you know, when you go to the dairy section at the grocery store and you see that yogurt and you see the ice cream and the milk and all that good stuff, like that's all thanks to amazing dairy farmers. We are just one example of dairy farm. There's thousands of dairy farmers and they all take care of their cattle very well and they all have a great nutritious product to sell. So all dairy farmers are rock stars.
Let's meet our cat.
Yeah, so we're here in the calf nursery.
Oh, look at that girl, your guy. I don't know. Stand up right away.
Okay, so we have two kinds of calves in here. So we have the yellow tags, you see them? Those are our dairy calf heifers. They are going to be future milk cows. So when they grow up, so when they're almost about 2 years old, they'll have their first calf and then they'll be a milk cow. The other ones in here they have pink tags, and those tags are for our beef builders. So they are actually going to be beef animals and they will provide us with things like hamburger, steaks, and things like that you might find at the grocery store that are beef. We take care of all the calves the same in the nursery. So as soon as they're born, we are going to give them ear tags. And ear tags are very important. They also get an electronic ID. So it's a very small little chip that we can keep track of all of our calves because we have to make sure they get everything they need. All these calves will be given 1 bottle of colostrum right away. Colostrum is the very first milk that a mother gives. So we actually will milk that from those brand new dairy cow mothers. And then we will give that to the calves. And then we'll give them another one of those bottles of colostrum. And then the third bottle we give them before they leave the calf nursery is going to be milk replacer, very much like a powdered milk that we mix up. We feed everything in a bottle, and we make sure that we mark them. So you'll notice on, let's go over to these heifers right here. You see that this one has a mark here and a mark on her head right here. And no, she's so cute, you can see. And this means she has 1 more bottle to get before she will go to our calf nursery in Hancock, or we have some in Chippewa County as well. So that's how we make sure we care for all of our calves. If you look in the nursery, we keep it very clean. We have heat lamps.
Yeah, it's really warm in here. What temperature, Natasha, do you guys keep it in here?
Temperature that we keep it in here, I'm not sure. What temperature? 65, 70 degrees, kind of like what I like. I like it to be 70 in my house. So yeah, we keep it nice and warm. Calves do not like to be cold. So when they even come in here and we bring them in to weigh them, we rinse them with warm water. We don't use cold water because we want them to stay nice and warm, because they stay healthy if they're warm.
So how long, Natasha, until these heifer calves will be able to give us milk? How old do they need to be?
So it'll be about 2. So it could be before or after that, but that's how long it takes them to go through and be actually having a baby. So it takes 9 months, just like people, to gestate is what we call it, and that just means being pregnant. So the cows will give birth, and they give birth right outside of here, and then we bring them in here so they can stay warm.
Hey, let's go check out those places where the cows are before they give birth and before those calves are born.
So you'll notice we have this plastic up here too. It got cold out again in Minnesota, so we gotta keep these calves warm. So these are the cows. You can see these girls, they're just kind of hanging out. And you can see that the barn goes a long ways, right? So after we have these pregnant cows, which we call dry cows because they're not being milked, all the ones that are lactating and the ones that you saw in the carousel are all beyond this pen, but it looks just like this. So you'll notice when they get big and they're close to being mamas, they have their ear tags still in their ears. We use things to mark them, so we make sure we keep track of all of our cows. They all have their own number, which is just like we have names, so that we can keep track and make sure all of our cows are healthy and all of our calves are healthy, and that we're giving them all the things that they need.
Awesome, thanks Natasha. Do we have any questions?
We do.
All right.
Miss
milking a cow on the carousel, they get on there and they're on there for about 8 minutes. But 6 of that is how long the milkers are on each cow. So that's how long it takes.
Excellent. Well, our time is almost up here. So Natasha, do you want to maybe let students know when they or how they could contact you if they want more information? And we'll have the rest of our Meadow Star crew kind of join us for a lasting goodbye.
Yes, so you can go to our website, which is www.riverviewllp.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, so check us out if you want to follow us there. And we want to give everyone a shout out here. Adam, Arturo, Carlos, and Tom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We loved having you here today. Thank you so much for visiting Meadow Star Dairy. And if you ever want a tour, go on our website and send us a message.
And thank you also for Minnesota Ag in the Classroom